Hey, welcome back. We're back in Timberborn playing our Water Beavers colony. And today we've got some work we need to do, but the first thing we really need to do is start looking into getting some science. We don't have any science, and it's not always easy to build it. So we'll work our way there. I think we're going to put the library up here. Probably a couple of other things as well. For example, we've got our log gnawing station. However, we are going to need a couple of other things. Like, well, first of all, we're going to need a mine. So we're going to toss you in. Let's try here for you. We'll come around this way. Get you connected in. And we'll probably put in more mines along here too, just as we go. Let's go ahead and grab a couple of these. And we'll put those in here. And say, why don't you guys go ahead and cut the trees we have up here. And that should help out. We'll get them working on that just as soon as they can get up there. We're going to pause you, because we don't need you to just sit there and do nothing. These guys, I believe, are working all down here. Yep, so we'll let them go as well. I don't know if anybody moved to up there. Nope, we have nobody yet in the mines either. Well, we'll have to find a way to get a couple more beavers. Just as this drought cycle is ended, we'll get some more here. What I really would like as well, let's get the ironworks in here, and we will put them, where do we want to put them? You know what, there's going to be mines and stuff up here, so you know what, let's get rid of you, and we'll just toss the ironworks here by where all the mines are going to be, so that we have just some nice resources pretty close. There we go. Everything's starting to come back here. Something else we're going to need eventually is some metal. However, we're going to need somebody to come up here and get those trees. So we might find a couple of people. Let's take this down. We've got plenty of those for the moment. If we have to, we'll just slow the mushrooms down, but we've got a decent amount stored up. Do we have a clay pit in? Yes, we do have a clay pit in. So we're working on getting that as well, which hopefully, yep, that lets us get these. We've got to get cabbages. So looks like we got through most of our brambles. They'll eventually get over here once we clear all these out. I'm not too worried about that. We can't really do anything with the plucked brambles until we get a certain building in, so we'll have to take a look at that as well. I forgot something. All of our stuff to make some of these next level buildings are in the rubble here. However, the rubble itself won't be picked up unless we have a storage pile for it. So let's see if we can find, there it is, glorious storage. That will store a lot of these items that we're going to need eventually. Such as, we're going to need the anvil, we're going to do some clay pots in here. Eventually, we will need crude saw blades. As for the rest of these, probably don't need them at the moment, so we'll just leave those as is, and they can pick up from this pile here. Since we're low on beavers, I think we're going to go ahead and invest in a couple of places to help us maybe offset that just a little bit. First thing I definitely want, though, let's go to the basic ones, and we'll get a handicrafter's lodge. You know what, let's get 2 of them for now. The handicrafter's lodge kind of works to give you a bunch of, I would say, mid-level or mid items that help you get to other items later. For example, they can help process the brambles. If we ran low on planks, we can make plywood out of sawdust, and of course we can do explosives eventually. Let's see. I need to... Oh, I didn't pick up either the library set or the laboratory set. So we're going to have to pick those up as well. We've got, looks like a whole bunch of cabbage just came in. So we're good there. Oh, looks like that guy's just got a couple more to go, and then we can probably get rid of that. The path over here is complete, so if we come into our basic jobs, we can just grab a couple scavengers over here. There we go. And that'll let us start picking up the metal so that we can start working on a couple of things we need here. First of all, the fasteners, because the fasteners will let us make some more advanced buildings. It's basically the next stage. We're also going to need this library set, which, to use that, that's where our science comes from. So let's pick up science. We might have enough for that. Let's toss the library up here. And where's that front door? Are they all the front door? I've forgotten. No? There it is. Slightly over one. You know what? Yeah, that's going to bug me if I don't align the front door with that. So, we're just going to move it over one. There we go. That should be fine for now. They can work on building all of those. And then we can start looking at science, possibly. Now, there's a lot of stuff we're going to need for science, but we should be able to get there, all right? These guys aren't going to have much to do here if I don't start collecting some of the bramble flowers. So we're just going to grab another one of these foresters down here, and let's put you right there. We'll say go ahead and cut all of this. And then we'll just keep an eye on those brambles, seeing how quickly they come back compared to how quickly we cut them. We're also going to need a little storage for them. So let's grab a couple warehouses. We'll get one in here. And let's see. I could put one on top here. That wouldn't make much sense, though, would it? Let's put you... No, I don't like there either. We will find a place. Actually, that looks good. We'll do the actual brambles here. Wherever those happen to be. There they are. And then we'll do the flowers over here. And that should be good enough for now on those. Oh, this guy's done. We'll send them out to do something else. Anything else, really? Nobody yet in there. They're still working on building stuff. Here, we're going to need coal for this, so I'm going to send them in here for coal first. And we're going to get storage places for all of these minerals here. Let's go large piles. We'll get one down here. We'll get one here. One there. And then we're going to need one more. Let's put you... do I want to put you over there? I want to put you here. And now we should have a pile for just about everything. There's the... No, not the gold. We want C. And we'll get the iron in there. Well, I thought I got the iron in there. There we go. We'll get saltpeter there. And we'll get the mountain salt there. Mountain salt will finally start letting us use this rice as well, so that'll be nice. We're still down just a bit on beavers, so we're going to go ahead and look into getting an alchemist. This should be 3 more. We'll put it on the corner here, and hopefully our food and water keep up. In fact, what I'm going to do, I think, is we're going to go ahead and toss in just 4 more there. And we'll make all of those water for a little bit of extra water. Food, we seem to be holding all right on. In fact, I think we'll go ahead and make a little bit better storage for it. Now, Since we're making this nice braised cabbage, which is a warm food, we got to put it in a special warm storage. But we should have enough for that. This giant bowl in the hand here holds up to 400 of them, so that'll help keep us in the food even through the droughts. I'm going to put a second storage up here for whenever we start actually grabbing some of the metal. We're going to need scrap metal. So we'll put that here, and we can pick up a couple pieces here. We also need to put in a place to store just a little bit of dynamite for now. So we might go ahead and let's toss in a bit of storage for that. There's the small one. In fact, we'll toss the small one there for gears, because we can clean those up as well. And there's our dynamite, and hopefully that cleans up a lot of what's left here. The library's in, and it does increase our food and drink consumption, so we'll have to be a little bit careful on that. We'll keep an eye on the food and water and make sure that it's still doing okay after this upcoming drought. But this is where we get our science from, and science, we need a couple of different things here, at least for the basic form. Sunflower seeds and berries, we should be okay. We've got a little bit of those coming in. We've got plenty of berries over here. So, the other things that we need, water, we've got that, of course, but we need kimchi and brain-stimulating mushrooms. Now, the mushrooms are, of course, going to come from this mushroom grower that we have over here, but we don't want to just turn off the mushrooms, so probably going to get another one of these, and we'll have to find a nice place for it. In fact, it might just go up here, right next to... There we go. Right next to the library. And then they can toss their brain-stimulating mushrooms right... Nope. Out the front door. There we go. We'll set those to... Oops. That is not the one I wanted. I want the warehouse. There we go. We'll just toss them out the front door just as soon as they make them. Now, to get a brain-stimulating mushroom, you'll notice that we need bad water and sawdust. Sawdust, we're doing okay. We might either need to turn up the log gnawing station or just turn it to sawdust. Make one specifically for sawdust. We're not sure yet, but we'll figure that out. The part that we need to get to, though, is this bad water over here, which... We've got a path up and around. We might be able to just snake this path over here. Now we've got a bit of a problem here. So what we'll do is let's get a staircase here. And it'll come all the way around and over to here. Maybe it'll snake through these dead woods until we can get them cut out of the way. There we go. That's all over there. And then what we need for bad water is, under the science, there's a bad water bucket post that basically just goes in wherever you would have bad water. And one little beaver comes over here and works on this. Now, hopefully, eventually we can make maybe a straighter path. Maybe one that comes around this way and goes over here. But we'll see which one gets done first. Maybe, there we go. Grab that, get you in there. Here we go, looking good. We'll have that. Let's get a little bit of storage for that. We don't need quite as much storage for that. Let's say storage, tanks. Let's go with a pit tank, and we'll do one on either side there. Why not? We should be good there. Store up bad water for us. And a little more bad water. And we will put in maybe a tank over here. If it gets to the point where it gets to be a problem, we'll put in a tank over here. I'm going to go ahead and put in 3 more mines. 2, 3. And while I do want them to get built, I will probably pause them right away. Eventually, we'll have a mine for everything. But for now, we will just have a mine for everything and switch it around as we need it. I went ahead and cleared out an area here. I think we are going to go ahead and put in another pump. The water's just not catching up quite as quick as I'd hoped it to. So we're going to pause it for a second. We're going to go ahead, take out a couple of these. Let's grab one water pump. We'll put that right over here. It looks like we're going to have to take out some more brambles, which that'll be fun, but that's okay. We'll get them in here. We'll put those two back. Let's say take you three out of there if we can. Actually, these don't have to be in there. However, now that I've conquered those, I'm just going to take out some of these and put in some extras. There you go. We'll put in a couple of extras here, and hopefully they don't overgrow these. They shouldn't. But brambles do what brambles want to do, so you never know. There we go. We'll get them in here. Oh, I still need a path through there, don't I? Well, we will actually cancel those. There we go. Or not. There we go. That can come up this way. And we'll say that is the most important. And hopefully by the end of today, they will be able to get those out of there so that we can get a little bit more water in here. Our iron worker here has made all the fasteners they can make for the moment. So I am actually going to switch them over to tools. And we're going to come over here for just a minute. And we're going to have them grab some mountain salt so that we can make some of the rice. What is it? What are those called? Salt rice balls. That's it. And get started on that. They are almost done with the container for our braised cabbages, but not quite, which is okay. They'll get to that eventually. We have got 13 places that still need people, so we're going to have to shuffle some around. I think we'll take one from here for now, and we'll find some other ones to maybe, just maybe, send somewhere else. Well, I do have a couple of fasteners that we've got from here. I'm going to see if we can send our beavers down this way. Send them right over off the end here. And we're going to come in and see if we can get our first dam in too. Let's see, is this 2 and a 3? Yep, that'll work just fine. We'll come over this way, let them build that, and then hopefully that helps us save some water in here. We're going to flip this over to the rice balls and try and save ourselves some cabbages here. We're going to need them here eventually for our next step for science, which should be the kimchi. We've got everything else, at least a place to have made. We haven't made the kimchi place yet, though. And for that, we need a fermentation barrel. Now, there are two types. There's one with worker and one without worker. The without worker does work really well, but if you don't have haulers, it seems to have some problems. Plus, sometimes it's kind of finicky on loading in the game. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So we're just going to go with a couple with the worker. Now, we probably don't have the workers that we need for these, but we'll just have the worker specifically load it, and then we'll tell the worker to go do something else. We're going to put a storage in here. I don't know that we've got a storage for this food yet, so we're going to put one warehouse in, switch it around. We're going to put another one in here. And this one will be specifically for rice. There we go. And this one will be for the salted rice balls, which I will find here as soon as I stop looking for them. Well, we'll come back to that. Nope, there it is. See, as soon as I stopped looking for them, that's the way it works. So, we're good there. We've got more water than ever. Our food is doing pretty well, so we're looking okay all around. We'll just have to keep an eye out, especially if a bad tide comes, because that's going to be a little rough on us at the moment. So maybe looking ahead, we'll go ahead and get a contaminated beaver jail. Now, a lot of the other beaver factions try to do something nice for their contaminated beavers. The water beavers, nope, they just toss them in jail and wait for them to feel better. And that's about it. We've got 54 planks at the moment, so I'm going to switch this over to just sawdust and get us more of that so we can start working on our mushrooms. And we've got a little bit of bad water, so I'm going to go ahead and switch those over as well so we can be making some of these brain-stimulating mushrooms. Our kimchi containers are in. We just need a couple of cabbages for that. And I think what I'm going to do there is we're going to put another one of these farmhouses across the way. We're low on beavers anyway, so we'll build that, and we'll just stuff a couple more cabbages here and there. There we go. We'll just fill this whole thing up with cabbages. Anything that can hold a cabbage, we'll put a cabbage in. That should be enough. Okay, those are slightly out of range, but that's fine. And they can help with the rice here too. In fact, we'll do this and this. It looks like we've got a couple of spaces back here. So we'll go ahead and keep fighting those back as well. Let's see if we can just get rid of all of these that are dry. And we'll replace those with more cabbages as well. We did manage to finish our dam, so hopefully that keeps things a little greener around here for a little bit longer. Let me make sure that none of this is going to grow back there. Some of it already did, but we still got a couple more than we had before, so we'll keep working on getting rid of these. It's going to take a while. I might cancel that during the wet season, because sometimes it's just not worth fighting. I keep forgetting to make storage for our tools and everything else that we're going to make out of there. So let's go ahead and put those in. We're going to get stuff for, where's tools? There we go. There's fasteners, and that should last us for just a little bit. In fact, I'm going to go do that, but say, yeah, I didn't think that would keep making them, but we'll get some more beavers and we'll get somebody in there to take care of those. I'm going to get a little bit of storage up here. I'm just going to put you there. And we're going to say you are where the kimchi will be stored. Although the beavers like to drink that just about as fast as it gets made, so hopefully somebody makes it with some kimchi up to the scientists up in this laboratory so we can get started on some science. And we've done it. We managed to get some kimchi up here. We've got our mushrooms, berries, seeds, and water. And Zodi here should be making... There's our first couple of science points. So, I think next time we're going to take a look and see what we can start purchasing towards science. We're going to keep trying to make more stuff with science. Hopefully these dams keep in water long enough to keep our cabbages up, because science for a little bit seems cabbaged base. How much cabbage you can get dictates a little bit how much of our science that we can get. Plus, we need to fill back up this hand here, so lots of stuff needs done. But like I said, that's going to be next time. So, like always, just want to say thank you very much for stopping by. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!